Top of the morning, fight fans. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News. And of course, I have some news concerning Gervonta Tank Davis and Leo Santa Cruz. Leo Santa Cruz says that he wants Gervonta Tank Davis fight at super featherweight. Wow. Of course, Tank Davis. Now, this is the funny thing about Tank. Tank Davis might be willing to move back down to 130 to fight Leo Santa Cruz, which is 37-1. And it might be a big enough name to lure Davis back down to his old weight class. Of course, we know Davis went to 135 and missed weight. And he missed weight by like a pound, like 1.4, because he came in at 136.4, right? And he fought Yuriorkis Gamboa, which Yuriorkis had like a damaged leg, and he went 12 rounds with him. Davis really didn't look so good when he fought Yuriorkis, a one-legged guy, you know, and he really looked tired. And it took him longer to stop Yuriorkis. In fact, I thought Yuriorkis was going to go 12 rounds. And on top of that, he's 38 years old. Now, what does that mean for Leo Santa Cruz? Leo Santa Cruz, he avoided a lot of fights at featherweight. He avoided his match, or his honest, true match, which was Gary Russell Jr. Gary Russell Jr. called him out, called him everything but a child of God, even threatened his daddy. Hey, fight me. Quit ducking me. All these guys are on the PBC side. You know, they're all on with the same promotional company. So you can't say that all those guys fight each other. You know, for an example, Thurman never fought Errol Spence, right? Will that fight ever happen? Probably not. So you can't say those guys fight each other. But if you look back at this situation, you have Leo Santa Cruz wanting to fight Davis. Now, two things that stick out at me. Leo Santa Cruz wanting to fight Davis after he's knowing Davis is already gone, but wants Davis to come back down, right? So that tells me that, okay, you're doing that for some other reason. You know, Davis did a pretty good showing in Atlanta, okay? So maybe he feels that he can kind of line his pockets with some of that Davis money, win, lose, or draw. More than likely he would lose, depending on how hard it is for Davis to make weight at 130. Because if the narrative's true, that means Davis has a hard time now making weight. You know, and then now if he has probably, I don't even think it's making a particular weight, it's just making weight overall because he balloons up so much. And the way he looked tired in the Yuriorkis Gamboa fight, the question you ask yourself is now, a 38-year-old one-legged man with an injury, if he can go 12 rounds with you, maybe Leo Santa Cruz is thinking to himself like, well, you know what? Davis gets tired at 135, and if he gets tired at 135, he will definitely more than likely be exhausted at 130. That's if he can make 130. And the question is, what if he doesn't make 130? What if the same thing happens on the scales for this fight? Right? Will the fight still happen? Will he have to, you know, pay up some of his money, lose $1 million like Julio Cesar Chavez did or something, or whatever the amount of money is, right? To allow him to go in there and fight? What if he starts getting tired and gassed out like he did with Yuriorkis Gamboa? Right? Not saying that Davis can't beat him. I'm pretty sure he does. Davis has skills. He has power. But then, you know, at what extent? What would that weight gain do to Davis? You know, maybe that's Leo Santa Cruz's thing. Maybe he's just thinking like a promoter, because that's a promoter's mindset. Drain him, bring him down to a weight class that he's uncomfortable with. He looked worse in the one before, or the one ahead, should I say. Bring him down a step more. It benefits Leo Santa Cruz. Leo Santa Cruz is a tall, lanky dude. Hell, he could make 140 if he wanted to, if he really wanted to challenge himself, something I think these fighters really don't do these days. And that's a totally different video. But Leo Santa Cruz, he disappoints me because he's running from something. A lot of these fighters, I feel, they are avoiding or running from certain fighters. And of course, everybody wanted him to fight the featherweight champion, Gary Russell Jr., which is the WBC champion. He wouldn't do it. Not even after he threatened his daddy, he wouldn't do it, which was odd. It was strange. Like, why wouldn't you fight a guy that's telling you you're scared, you're this, you're that, I'm threatening your folks? That should turn, that's the backstory. That's the buildup of wanting a fight with a guy. You know, and I question Leo Santa Cruz's heart at that point. When someone threatens my family, you know, and especially with this fight game, okay, it's getting personal. Now I'm coming to beat you up. You want it, now you got it. But Leo Santa Cruz, no, I'm not going to fight you. Like, what? But then you want to fight Davis and bring Davis down to 130. It makes no sense. It's counterproductive on Davis's end. And if I'm Gervonta Tank Davis, why would I want to fight a smaller dude? Do I want my career, my resume, to be circled around, to evolve around a bunch of smaller guys that I made come up in weight? The only difference in this fight, Leo Santa Cruz was actually smart enough to make him come down a weight class. So props to Leo Santa Cruz for that. Because a lot of these guys, they come from 126. Come on, man. Look at those guys that he knocked out. Knocked them out bad, too. Made them feel that they shouldn't be there. Gave the image that Gervonta Tank Davis is this knockout guy, but he ain't even fighting people in the weight class. It's sad. It's sad, but it looks good. It makes you think, man, Gervonta Davis got power. Yeah, if you knock it out little ass people. You knock it out small, puny ass fighters from another weight class. And then you're overweight. You're probably 140, knocking out somebody that's 127. So somebody a lot bigger than you is knocking you out. Oh, okay, that's a big surprise. Of course, that's what he's supposed to do. But this here is very interesting. And we know that the next fight, according to Mayweather Promotions, Davis is going to be on pay-per-view. And I think what they're going the same approach Errol Spence did to Mikey Garcia, the smaller guy coming up to meet the bigger guy. But at least this one is a little bit more fairly done or orchestrated because Leo Santa Cruz is moving up, but then Gervonta Tank Davis is moving down. See, at least this isn't at 135. Then it would be totally unfair for Leo Santa Cruz, and it wouldn't make sense. But it would show me that you're running from an ass whooping to take a beating by a bigger guy. You know, something that a lot of people accuse Mikey Garcia of doing when he left the opportunity to fight Lomachenko, where he could have fought Loma. That would have been a massive fight for Loma, you know, and for Mikey. And he went to fight Errol Spence. Like, why the hell did you do that? But anyway, this actually makes a little bit more sense. The only sense that it doesn't make is Leo Santa Cruz leaving a formidable champion like Gary Russell Jr. to take him on. But anyway, this looks very interesting. I wonder if this fight happens. I won't be surprised if it does happen. You guys tell me what you think about Leo Santa Cruz wanting to fight Gervonta Tank Davis at super featherweight. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunched. Peace.